give it a legal ham in the face? But bro, where's the banjo?
What is going on, everybody? I am that fat guy, Jared Fatty Bates, and I am here with a very special episode of Legal Ham to the Face. I'm going to bring in my cohorts real quick with us, and then we will bring in our special guest. Always have with me Big Bri. Get Big Brian here. What's going on, fella?
Hey, man. How's it going?
I was going to say, if he's frozen again, this is the way to start the
Nope.
show, right? Just frozen Bri, right out of the gate. Always got to have my cousin Vinny here. What's going on, my cousin Vinny?
Everybody.
And special guest joining us from Channel 19 Action News, meteorologist Samatha Roberts is joining us. Hello, Sam. Thank you for taking time out and joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
It is, see this crew? It is a crazy crew here. We're about to have fun today.
Oh, yeah.
So the way we start our show out is we always give shout outs at the beginning of our show. So like for me today, one of my best friends' birthday is today. My best friend Junior, was he 34 now? I think 34 or something like that. One of my best friends. I haven't seen him in a while because he lives in North Carolina, but I want to wish him a happy birthday today. Vinny, do you have any shout outs today?
Coming up here pretty soon. It's gonna be my brother's birthday, so we'll do an early little shout out to him. Happy birthday, bro!
All right, Bri.
Yeah, I don't have too many shout outs, but let me just wedge one in there, I guess. Wife and I went to dinner this past weekend, and I had probably some of the best ribs I've had in a long, long time. And believe it or not, it was from Texas Roadhouse. So I know we have a lot of great places, barbecue places in the Cleveland area, but I was surprised. I mean, if you're there, usually get steak, but if you're in the mood for some barbecue, try the ribs out.
All right. So what Sam doesn't know right now, for this show, it's us two up top that will go there to get steak. You will get something else other than steak. Okay, we got to let her know this stuff.
Don't they have really good rolls?
Oh, yeah. I pick barbecue over steak any day of the week.
Yeah, Brian is not a steak fan. He is more of a burger or rib fan.
Okay.
So so Samantha, do you have any shout outs for today?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. Throwing me a curveball here. I guess since I'm in the break room with the Channel 19 Fig Tree, I'll give a shout out to Channel 19 and everybody here on staff today.
Now, I do have to thank you. It did not snow today.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, I had a little grief this weekend when I woke up and I looked out and I saw my yard covered in snow. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Is this done yet?
I think a lot of people reacted that way. I had some on the ground. I'm on the west side. It would have been Sunday morning. And I was like, oh, it did stick. So apologies to anybody who had snow this weekend.
Now,
yeah, we know you control all that. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How much?
Yeah, more 70, please.
Yeah. How much hate mail do I get?
I mean, what do you think? You're like you're the mother goddess of all weather, that you control everything?
I don't ever, I mean, it's super rare that I would ever get hate mail about anything related to the forecast. It's always, maybe more superficial things that people comment on. which the weather is, you would think would be the most infuriating thing about my whole presentation, especially this time of the year. But yeah, it's mostly like, I don't like your aesthetic today, Sam.
Do you ever wear
Okay.
color that closely matches like the background screen, so that they would have to change the background screen, or you'd have to like change your clothes or something?
We used to run into that problem a lot if you wore green, or sometimes if you had on yellow. Now we've totally ditched the green screen.
Oh, wow.
So you can really wear whatever you want. I mean, within reason, you know, and it doesn't affect the presentation at all, which is like life changing.
Nice.
Okay, now we're good. I told you we get some behind the scenes stuff, Brian, because now I'm excited about it. Because I'm sitting there, like, I watch you guys, I work at a golf course. Brian used to work. We watch you guys all the time because we actually have to know the weather to work outside, because it's either rain on us or it's going to be nice out. Most of the time it's rain. But like, we watch you guys as soon as we come in first thing in the morning, it's either Jeff or one of the other one right out of the gate, and it's like, come on, no rain. Or
I know.
Come on, rain's so hard to go home.
The thing is, no matter what the weather is, whether we have snow or heavy rain, I have to be here.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. Now, have you been in the storm chaser? Have you actually been out on the roads during some of the snowstorms?
Only one time we had this big weekend snow. I want to say it was maybe 2018 or 2019. We got like 20 inches of snow. It was crazy. It was the weekend of January 21st. I just can't remember what year. And they actually did put me out. It was horrible. I mean, some of the worst snow on the roads I've ever seen. But we were out there.
Oh, I don't know how you guys do it. Like I sit there and look at that and I go, man, I got to drive in this commute this morning.
I know. But we're almost done. We're almost through that. It's not, we're kind of starting to turn that post St. Patrick's Day corner where the weather's not great, but it's not the worst either.
Okay. So we have a little segment that we like to do called Fat Boy Tuesday.
Okay.
Now, normally we have a food topic that we get into. Like last week was Girl Scout cookies. I was angry with them because they only have 15 cookies in a package and they need more than 15. But we do stuff like that. So, Vinny, can you click the sounder for Fat Boy Tuesday?
Yeah, let's do that. You caught me sleeping.
I know.
Son of a gun.
And now it's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
So today for Fat Boy Tuesday, when we have guests on, we want to know what kind of food you like here in Cleveland. Like, what are the places you like to go to eat? Where do you like to go have fun at? Even like cocktails, if you go out for cocktails. Because we kind of we go out live probably once a month to a dive bar, is what we like to call a dive bar, to show off some of the great food that Cleveland has that most people just kind of drive by and go, I don't know about that place. And we've had many places. We went to the office and had some pizza there. We went to Mr. B's and had some corned beef. So a lot of places got some great food. Where are some of your go-to? Yeah, My Corner Bar had some really great food.
Gosh, that's a great question. I am the world's least picky eater. I will eat anything. And I've been lucky enough to live on the east side and the west side. So I've kind of eaten my way around the lakeshore, basically. I would say I love Dina's.
Yes.
Love that place. They have this, I don't know if they have it right now, but they have a pierogi pizza that will absolutely change your life.
Wow.
You know where Dina's is at.
Oh, it is, we still talk about it, and it's been like 2 years since we ate it.
It's the gas station that they transferred a gas station into a pizza place, right?
Oh gosh, I don't know. It's over by, I think it's off Memphis, maybe. I'm not sure if it used to be.
Right down from Monkey Bar.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
That is.
The wings, the pizza, everything is amazing. And then we spend a lot of time in Ohio City, Tremont. So Sokolowski's was always my favorite, but sadly, rest in peace. Sokolowski's no longer open. It is so hard for me to pick favorites because there's so many awesome places to eat here. Like, gosh, I don't even know. I mean, even in Akron, there's a Cuyahoga Falls. This is random. There's a place called Shawarma Brothers. Sometimes we'll drive down there. You can't even sit inside. It's so small. I could talk about food all day. I mean, again, I'll eat anything. Luchitas, like all of it. Fat Girl Tuesday.
Hey, we started this because Brian and I talk about food all the time. So we have our own like pet peeves. Like I believe there's no meat to bread ratio, but Brian thinks there's a meat to bread ratio when it comes to a sandwich. Absolutely. And so we start because you think about slime as how big the corned beef sandwiches is. Well, for me, that's just a normal sandwich. For Brian, that's 4 sandwiches.
Too much.
There's a lot of meat. There's a significant portion.
Sandwiches together. That big.
I actually have pictures. I have pictures of Bri eating paninis and pulling extra meat off of his sandwich from paninis just to make his sandwich better.
I have actually never been to Panini's. Is this something surprisingly, I've never been there.
You have to at least go get one of their jumbo sandwiches.
Okay, I'm going to mark that down.
Coleslaw, french fries, everything comes on the sandwich, and it is delicious.
That sounds so good right now.
See, and you got to go on tonight, don't you? So you probably already had dinner.
No, I haven't had dinner yet. So this conversation is like making me even more hungry. If you follow me on Twitter, like an hour ago, I think I tweeted I might go to Taco Bell after work. Not a local spot, obviously, but delicious nonetheless.
Hey, we love it too. That's our late night night.
What's the best? 4th meal.
So, drink wise, I noticed that you have in your profile that you're a bourbon girl. You went to University of Tennessee, correct?
I did, yeah.
Right, Bri. She went to University of Tennessee, Bri.
You told me that's why I wore the Tennessee hat.
I wondered if your orange was for the Vols because that is a shade of orange that can only be found in East Tennessee.
My favorite color. Yeah, I love it. It's beautiful. It's perfect.
It's the best, right?
Fan. So if it's not Michigan, it's Tennessee for Bri.
Go Vols.
I went to a Tennessee game probably 3-4 years ago when they played Florida and had a blast. It's a lot of fun down there.
It is a life-changing experience. Like I've never been to an Ohio State game. I haven't gone yet. We say every year we're going to go. But as far as like SEC stadiums, Neyland is just, to me, it's like the loudest place on earth.
Mm-hmm. So it's cool because they have the different student sections will wear, one whole student section will wear white, Jared, and another student section will wear orange, and they get that checkered pattern going all throughout the stadium. It's really quite something to see.
Yeah, it's awesome. And when they run through the T, I mean, it's just different. I've been to a lot of SEC stadiums, and I just feel like Neyland Stadium is, I'm biased, but I think it's the best.
So I'm laughing at Brian because Brian's huge. I've never been to Tennessee, so I've been to Tennessee, but I've been to Pigeon Forge and like Gatlinburg. So I've never actually been to anything for the University of Tennessee. So now I got to go check it out.
You got to go.
Is it great tailgating down there?
Oh, it's the best in the world.
Unbelievable tailgating.
Now I have to go. All right, Brian, we're making a road trip.
You have to go. And you got to tailgate. You got to go to the Vol Walk. I mean, it's just it's a whole day and then whole night experience.
Yep, we're just gonna have to bite the bullet and go, Brian.
I've been to Knoxville a couple times, and actually, the time that I went to the Tennessee game, I did it wrong. I didn't get up early, and I didn't go tailgating. We actually stayed in Nashville, stayed out late, and then we had to make, the 2-hour drive over to Knoxville for a noon game. So I didn't get a whole lot of tailgating in, but yeah, I'd be down whole weekend. Let's go.
Looks like we're going to take a road trip, buddy. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm waiting
So
years for it.
I know you have been. All right. So you are also a bourbon girl. So can you,
Yes.
you love Jim Beam is what you were telling us before. So like, what's your favorite go-to drink? Like after work, the shoes are off, you just kick back, relax. What's your favorite go-to drink?
Probably Jim Beam and Sprite. I know a lot of people like to mix with like seltzer water. I'm not really like a soda water kind of person. So I would have to say either Sprite or Coke. I will drink it with Coke. And I have maybe mixed it with Mountain Dew a time or two, which might be a little stereotypical as I'm from Appalachia. But it's delicious. It's delicious and somewhat caffeinated. So that would be, I like Woodford too. I will drink Woodford from time to time, but I feel like, we all have that like old trusty friend that we can depend on. So when it comes to bourbons or whiskeys, I would say Woodford is probably or Jim Beam, excuse me, is my trusty friend. But I'll branch out. I'll do Bullet. I'm not super picky.
Okay. Woodford is very, very delicious. We had my wife. I got some with my wife, and I poured her 2 fingers. I'm like, here, honey, try this. Well, my wife is a West Virginia girl, and she shot straight, and I mean straight to the face. I'm like, honey, what are you doing? You gotta sip it. You don't know, not that. You don't shoot
not
it.
In West Virginia or Western Virginia. You don't sip it.
Oh, she just straight shot that thing back, and I'm like, this is going to be a party tonight. She goes, what? I'm not supposed to do that? I'm like, no. It's okay.
I feel like you're in my head because what you just described is exactly what I went through today. I talked to one of my good buddies about 9:00 today. I said, hey, listen, we're going to be doing a bourbon show tonight. I thought everybody would be drinking a little something. So I said, give me a bourbon that maybe I haven't had before that you can recommend, or a whiskey that I can find at a local liquor store. And sure enough, Woodford Reserve rye whiskey is what he recommended for me. So sipping on it, it goes down smooth. It's not a whole lot of aftertaste, so it gets my stamp of approval.
I feel like Wild Turkey also doesn't get a lot of love. Obviously, I'm not participating in the libations tonight other than water, as I'm presently in the Channel 19 Fig Tree break room. But perhaps after work, again, I just feel like our friend Wild Turkey doesn't get enough love.
Sure.
Gotta make some hot toddies with that. That's what we always do with Wild Turkey.
Oh, yeah, with a little honey and hot water. Maybe that's going to be my after work treat to myself.
That with a burrito supreme from Taco Bell, you're good to go.
Woo, stomach's hurting a little bit thinking about that.
We're going to a dark place in your mind. Get out of there.
We had a show on that because I'll eat anything. I'm kind of like you. I'm really not picky. Food is what food is. Is there anything that's actually you're really picky about at all? Like there's just something you won't touch?
Honestly, no. Like I will eat anything. I have this conversation with my husband. His name is Greg. We talk about this all the time. Like this whole, honey, what do you want to eat? And stereotypically, the woman is always, again, stereotype. I don't know. What do you want? I don't know what I want. But I cannot pick because I will seriously eat anything. I can't think of anything I won't eat. I don't drink milk. I guess I could. I wouldn't just go into my kitchen and chug some milk, but that's pretty much the only thing.
Now, for my family, we have the wheel of food. So when somebody says, I don't know what I want to eat, it's like a live spinner. When you flick on it and wherever it lands, that's what we're having for dinner if nobody wants to pick dinner. So
that's smart. What's on there?
We have, let's see here. We have Famous Dave's, or Famous Dave's Barbecue. We have a couple pizza places. We have a Chinese place that we really like called Lily's in Olmsted Falls. And then we have Giovanni's Pizza, Danny Boy's. There's a couple other ones on there. So we have a few restaurants around here that we kind of just, when nobody wants to cook anything, it's flick the wheel and let's go. See what happens.
That's smart. That probably saves a lot of time.
So are you very good with your vocabulary?
If I say yes, I'm scared I might be proven a liar. But so I'm going to say I'm okay. I do have a journalism degree in addition to my meteorology degree. So I should be good with words, but I guess we're fixing to find out.
We are. We have a segment on our show that we call My Cousin Vinny's Word of the Day.
Okay.
And we go through this all the time. And Brian and he throws out a word from Webster's?
Oh, God.
Webster's Dictionary.
Merriam-Webster's Dictionary. They do a word of the day. And I go back over the past week and I choose one of those words. Sometimes it's an easier week. There's a lot of kind of easier words. Sometimes it gets a lot more difficult. So I like to choose the more difficult ones.
Yeah, because he likes to make a squirm. So
pressure's on.
So hey, it's funny because even if like some of them, I thought one of them was a Pokemon. The last time he said, like, no, that's a Pokemon character. That is not a word. You're spelling it wrong. I swear I saw that with my kids. That's on the TV show. So let's bring up My Cousin Vinny's word of the day. I'm not ready for this. I'm really not ready for this because
I'm nervous.
It catches us off guard too because some of the words like he plays it in the microphone and you're like, no, I don't know.
All right, we ready?
Are you unmuted?
I'm unmuted and everything. I even tested it during the break.
Jeez.
So yeah, I should be ready to go. Here we go.
Predilection.
Predilection is our word.
Come on, Vin.
Like, can I guess?
Well, he has multiple choice for us
right.
to make it a little easier for us.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, because hey, we're public school kids. All right, and we dumb it down. We picked the
Me too. I didn't go to private school.
Here's our definitions. Is it A, distress of mind caused by humiliation? B, a natural liking for something? C, to clear from alleged fault or guilt? Or D, state or instance of serious or continued difficulty or misfortune?
I got a headache.
Okay.
Well, I'm just going to peel the Band-Aid off. I'll go first.
Predilection. All right.
I'm going to go with D.
You're going to go with D?
It's probably horribly wrong, but and here come the comments. People in the comments are giving answers. That's why I gave mine first. Yeah.
Oh, good job.
So we do have comments on here. So we haven't shown that many of them, but a lot of people love 19 Action News. So just letting you know.
Oh, thanks, guys. Normally I've lived by the motto of don't read the comment section. So I'm glad this one's nice.
With us, it's either something very nice or just something completely off the wall that it just makes us look at it and go, and trying to figure out what it is. All right, Bri, you want next?
Yeah, I wrote down D. Only because I don't remember A and B. But yep, we'll go with D. I'm with you.
Okay.
All righty.
All right. I'm gonna say B.
You're gonna say B. And also, Running Man here chimed in. Running Bald Man, he chimed in with B as well. And the B's have it. It's a natural liking for something.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Well done.
Nice. Way to go. Well, Jose said it was A, and then
After the answer was said.
So yeah, after the answer was said.
Jose
One of
goes
our close friends down in Kentucky, down outside of Louisville, said that since there's a lady present tonight, he'll be on his best behavior for it. So, see the knuckleheads we have to work with here. We get all of our friends chiming in at us as we're doing this, and it gets just crazy.
I like it. It's a warm, welcoming, alcohol-infused environment, but in a good way.
We just like to have fun, especially when it comes to food. I mean, like it just for us, when we start talking food, like we get passionate about certain things. Like, what was the other one that we had is a hot dog, a sandwich. That was the biggest.
Oh yeah.
That was one that
yeah. That's a good question.
We get into topics like that, and then we get into like breakfast foods and stuff like that. So we actually like one of my favorite places to eat, and Brian knows this, is Davis's Deli out in Woodmere.
Oh, I've never been there. I'll have to try that.
It's right
There's
across.
Too many places to eat here.
It's right across from Eaton Place over there in Pepper Pike.
Oh, it's like in a little shopping center. I think I know where that. Okay, I think I know exactly where that is.
One of the best corned beef sandwiches I've ever had.
All right, I'm on my way.
It's so good. So while we're also here, now we're going to switch over to sports real quick. So sports-wise, are you an actual Guardian, Brown, Cav, or do you root for other teams?
Oh, this is going to get me in trouble.
No, it's okay. You can be honest here.
Not a Steelers fan, please.
Oh, God, no. I've never even been to – I don't even know that I've been to Pennsylvania. I've driven through to get up here, but I've never, like, spent any time in Pennsylvania. So I'm not a Steelers fan. What did you say?
I said, let's keep it that way.
Okay, yeah. No, I will say our former Tennessee quarterback, one of the most beloved Vols of all time, I would argue, Josh Dobbs, was like the third backup or something for Pittsburgh. So, like, I will pull for Josh Dobbs anywhere he goes, but I wouldn't, like, pull for the Steelers. I'll just now I'll rip the Band-Aid off, and I'll tell you that my whole life until I moved here, because I moved here in 2015, I am a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Nice.
I've never admitted that in a public sphere since moving to Cleveland. But yeah, I'm lifelong Dallas Cowboys fan. I do obviously pull for the Browns. I've grown to love the Browns since I moved here. You can't live here and not be a Browns fan. I guess you could, but it doesn't seem like many people take that road. So no. I always cheer on the Cleveland teams. I also grew up a Braves fan just because I'm from the Southeast. So still pull for the Braves, but I'm going to pull for the Guardians too. I mean, I'm here. Like this is home now. So I adopted all the Cleveland teams.
Absolutely. Now, which games do you go to the Guardians games a lot, or which games do you frequent a lot, or are you going to games person?
No, I do like to go to games. I will not go to baseball games until it's like July because I can't I'm not going to sit out in the cold. Like I'm not going to do that. I'd rather just watch it at a bar or something. I'll go to, Guardians games this summer. I've actually haven't been to a Browns game that wasn't preseason since Johnny Manziel was a quarterback. So I really need to make it to a Browns game. I guess we frequent maybe Cavs games the most.
Okay. Indoors, nice and warm.
Indoors, your climate is guaranteed. Like, it's going to be like 68 or something in there. There's going to be food and beverage. And it's just a comfortable environment.
So you're from Virginia. You went to Tennessee. You've worked a few other places down south. I have to ask, what fan base is more obnoxious? Alabama fans or Georgia Bulldog fans?
Okay, they're all obnoxious, first and foremost. But I would have to say That's tough. But I'm going to have to go with Alabama because they are insufferable. I think it's funny that you didn't ask, Alabama or Auburn, just because I did live in Alabama. I would still say Alabama, like the most annoying fan base on the planet.
More than Ohio State.
Don't you start that, Bri.
Well, I don't really have a dog in that fight because I went to school in the SEC, so I don't know a lot of Ohio State fans. They cannot possibly be any worse than Alabama fans. I just don't believe that there's anybody. Maybe Florida fans are bad, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go Alabama.
Yeah, I'll even admit Ohio State fans can be bad too.
I don't know any.
It can be bad. We're obnoxious. I know we are.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, that's where I thought he was going with it, because as soon as he said Alabama out of his mouth, I'm like, here comes Ohio State. Here it comes. Go ahead. There it is. And then he goes, and Georgia. Like, what is
Yeah, they're both pretty bad.
Oh, so when you're in Tennessee, what were some of the favorite things you like to do when you were in Tennessee? Did you were you a party girl? Were you did you go out a lot? Were you in a sorority?
I was not in a sorority. People are always very surprised to learn that. I always worked, so I spent my Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights in college bartending. I did that my whole way through college and until I got my first news job, which would have been 2010. I started working in TV. And I interned a lot. I interned at multiple TV stations. I didn't really have time to do anything, I feel like, but work. I mean, obviously, when you're bartending, there's an extremely social aspect to that. So maybe you're partying and working at the same time in some way. But that's how I spent most of my time. If I could get off work, I was at a Vols game. But that's a time when you make a significant amount of money in the service industry. So if I had the chance, I was usually working, much like I am now, always at work, which is fine. But yeah, and eating my way around East Tennessee, lots of great food there. What else did I do? Wow, you would think I guess it has been a long time since those days, but mostly just working. And
we talked about this. You're like 24, 25. We already talked
about it. I went 24, add 10.
I'm supposed to ask that.
I told him it's fine.
Yeah,
okay,
we were talking
over
about
here a
the
little
stream.
bit.
I was like, it's just like Zoom. And she goes, yeah, for old people like me. I'm like, what are you, 20, 24? I'm like, we're all old here too. Like, I'm still trying to figure stuff out on my side. Like, I just figured out how to change camera angles finally for the first time.
That's true.
And like, what, 2 years?
Yeah, just about.
So, hey, welcome to me. It's an ongoing struggle on this side of the camera.
It is.
So, what games would you recommend Brian and I take a road trip to go to a Tennessee game? What game is going to get really hyped up?
Well, this year I have a really good feeling about this team, and I haven't said that in probably 10 years or so. So I think that even the bigger games, the ones that are typically in October a nightmare for us, are going to be somewhat competitive. So your Alabamas, your Georgias, where we, for the last decade, have gotten absolutely throttled. I would say you have to go to a big rivalry game. So it's going to be a Florida or Alabama. I haven't looked at the schedule, so I'm not sure what's home and what's away this year. But if you can make it to a home game that's Florida, Alabama, or even a homecoming, if we're playing someone like, I don't know, South Louisiana or someone that you think would be super easy, to beat, the atmosphere is so crazy. Any of them are good, but I'm going to say a big rivalry game. So Florida, Bama. If they do a battle at Bristol, you guys should definitely do the battle at Bristol.
Oh, I'd love Bristol.
That was Tech. Cool. Yeah, Tech in Tennessee. It was awesome. I love Bristol. That's like my favorite track. So if they do something like that again, you got to check that out.
Well, I don't want to keep you too much longer because I do know that you have to get on live here soon in about 30 minutes or so. But thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have fun.
Thanks, guys. I hope I didn't put anyone to sleep tonight.
Oh, no, because we still got comments flying in right now. Yeah. We have, let's see here, Tennessee versus P. We have, and then here comes the Ohio State hate. We have Jose's talking about Duke losing. So we really do appreciate your time and coming on with us. I hope you have fun.
Thanks, guys. This is fun.
And if you come up with anything food-wise that you're like, all right, I need to talk to these guys about it because I'm pretty sure they're going to know it, just give us a holler. We'll help you out with it.
So, okay, I'll slide in your DMs.
Just slide right in there. We'll talk food all the time with you. That's no big deal with us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
That was Samatha Roberts from Channel 19 Action News joining us. How awesome was that, Bri?
Yeah, she was awesome. I mean, yep, able to cut it up with us about bourbon, about sports. Man, she fit right in.
Heck yeah, she did, especially when she was talking about the Tennessee parties down there. We're going to have to go down, bud.
I'm telling you, the Tin Roof is where we went and had a blast. One of the times I went down there. I'll tell you a couple stories off air that that I don't want to get into now, but yeah, it's. I mean, even though I'm a Michigan fan, I love the SEC. I would go to every single stadium that they have down there. I mean, because I think each one is a different experience, and you hear about Ole Miss and the giant party that they have, and everyone's dressed to the nines, and it's so cool. I know a lot of people up here are not big fans of the SEC, but I think that nostalgia and everything is just, I mean, it's intoxicating. I'd love to be a part of it.
Yeah, especially with some of the bigger games they do have down there. I mean, you get a Tennessee, Alabama game, that place is rocking. Even like Georgia, Florida, especially with the biggest cocktail party in the world. I mean, it's crazy down there when it comes to their games and stuff like that. Like we have ours, but it's like it's only big marquee games. It feels like if Penn State's ranked or if Michigan's ranked for Ohio State, like that's the build up game. Then you get the one game against like Purdue where you're like, it's like you try to get up for it, but it's nothing like what I mean. They got to go through a gauntlet down there in the SEC. So, you know what? I completely forgot, guys.
What's that?
I forgot to do the ranking.
It's all right. We can do it. Yeah. I was looking at the time. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to get it to it. I was going to ask her what's worse, the Cleveland winters or the summers down south, like in Georgia, because I hear those can be unbearable at times too. So maybe we'll have her on again if she'll do it sometime.
Yeah, well, and if she's the Southern girl, she's going to pick the weather down there, of course. I mean, it's just humid.
I don't know. I mean, it gets 95, 100. I mean, from what I've heard, I had some friends that went down there to do some roofing. Summer, they say, nobody's outside past noon, 2:00 because it's just so hot down there. Like you can get on a golf course for $10, and it's like a ghost town because it's so hot. Nobody wants to be there. Wow. But I was gonna tell you. Do you know who Tennessee's head coach is now?
No, who is it?
Josh Heupel. Remember him? Oklahoma quarterback.
Hell yeah, he was the coach at UCF for a little bit, right?
Yeah, he was some Florida school, but I think last year was the first year, and I mean, they've had some struggles as of late, but I think he's the right guy to turn around.
Well, they just got to recruit better. I mean, they're getting killed by everybody around them. I feel bad because you get to the point where you look at them and they start to get a team, like a decent team, And then they got the gauntlet where you got Alabama, Georgia, and Florida all in the next 3 games. And it's like, you guys got to at least win one of these guys. Like, just one.
Crazy. It's tough. Yeah. I mean, obviously there's some 1 or 2 cake games in the SEC, but even those, I mean, Kentucky's good now. Mississippi State's been up and down. They've been had some good seasons when they had Dak and whatnot. But yeah, it's hard to buy a win. I mean, there's not many gimmies or bye weeks in the SEC. Listen to us chatting it up about the SEC.
Yeah, what are we doing here? It's not like we don't have spring baseball coming up. You want to talk about the Guardians lineup for starting day?
I mean, if you want to, we could take them behind the curtain.
I mean, that was a serious question, Brian.
Well, I mean, our pre-show meeting, whatever you want to call it, we didn't even know when their opening day was because, like I was telling you, there's zero buzz around the Guardians right now. I mean, the most important thing about what they're doing is their name change. Other than that, hopefully they don't trade Jose Ramirez. Although, didn't they sign Clase? Did I hear?
They did sign Clase. So they did extend.
How much?
I think it was 5 years, 100 million or something like that. I can't remember. It was probably cheap, so it was like 5 years, 20 million. It was there.
So yeah, I heard 20 or 23 million. I didn't know if that was per year or for the whole contract. You're telling me they're paying him $20 million a year?
Well, we're about to find out because producer Vinny's on it. But when I saw the starting lineup, I sat there and I started laughing because I felt like the old guys in Major League right at the beginning of the movie. And they're just looking like, I don't even know half these guys. And the one I do know, like the one guy goes, this one's dead. Well, cross him off it. That's how I feel right now. Like, it just, I don't even know half these guys. I guess like they were talking today about Yu Chang. And like Yu Chang came over in a trade back when we got like Arizona with like the Diamondbacks with Bauer. And like he's still hanging around. Like all these guys like Bradley, Yu Chang, and Zimmer. I guess this is like their last chance with the club, for what people are saying, and a lot of people, which is really weird, they're saying they're kind of like the Cavs. They're a very young team, but they don't have the experience, with the exception of Jose. But
seems like it seems like that's the story with the Guardians / Indians every single year. Like, oh, you're a young team, because as soon as you get good and mature and to be a veteran, we can't afford you, so we let you go. So it's just
oh boy,
Amber Alert.
Amber Alert. Amber Alert. Amber Alert. All right, lock him up.
But I mean, well, to do a service to our fans, I feel like we should tell them the Indians' first game is Thursday at, what'd you say, 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock.
Guardians.
Sorry. So Thursday, Guardians and Royals are playing Thursday at 4:10 p.m. Central Time. They play again Saturday at 4:10 p.m. Sunday, Monday at like 2:10 p.m. And then we go on the road to Cincinnati. And then we come back here for our home opener April 15th.
And Tom Hanks will be throwing out the first
pitch. Tom Hanks, they came out and said it is not Tom Hanks.
Oh.
Well, it is Tom Hanks, but instead of throwing the first
Rockford
pitch,
Peaches
he is kicking the Wilson ball down to home plate is what he's doing.
Is that right?
No, I don't know what he's doing. We were joking around about him making the Wilson glove and all this other stuff. It'd be hilarious if he did it. Or even come out like the Rockford Peaches with a big old chaw in.
Yeah, right.
And just walk out there and just step all over himself.
There, Jimmy Dugan.
Yeah.
Oh,
going up to the catcher, don't one of these. Need you to work on hitting your cutoffs.
He's got to say there's no crying in baseball.
Yeah, especially after his first pitch. Just start crying. It's been a long day. All right, let's get into the Cavs, who are just limping into the finish also. Cavs lost, a heartbreaker. They got to start winning to get locked in. There's only a handful of games left. I think there's like 3 or 4 games left. So they're technically in the playoffs. We just don't know exactly where at yet. Well, no, I think they need to win one more game, and then they're technically in the playoffs. So right now we're still holding strong. Well, we're holding the 7th seed, but there's a lot of people. We still got Brooklyn Nets to play. We got a couple other hard ones, and guess what? All of our stars are still injured, so that's going to be fun.
Sounds like they'll be back. It sounds like Allen's going to be back. Mobley's pretty close to coming back, so hopefully that'll give us a shot in the arm. And yeah, right now we're kind of, I mean, unless all hell breaks loose or unless they just lose every game left, sounds like we're kind of looking at the 7 seed. So that means most likely playing the Hawks in the first round at home, which hopefully would help us. But the Hawks are one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now, so I don't love our chances in that game. And then, if we happen to lose to the Hawks, probably looking at playing the Nets. So it's gonna be hard few games for the Cavs but hopefully both of them will be at home. And if they can just find a way to win one of those 2 games, we're in the playoffs. We're either the 7th seed or we're the 8th seed. Hopefully it doesn't come down to us having to beat the Nets because Durant, Kyrie, I don't know if Simmons is going to play, but yeah, the Cavs are heading in the wrong direction right now, and you just hope that they can get a shot in the arm. And it's tough because we needed guys to step up while the injured stars have been nursing their injuries, and guys like need Jetty to step up, need Kevin Love to step up. Okoro, I was looking the other day, Okoro scored more than 15 points like once in the last 10 games. And I know he's not a scorer, but he's a top 5 pick. You need him to step up, and it doesn't seem like he has. So a little frustrating on that end, but we'll see. We still didn't expect a whole lot from the Cavs this year, but yeah, get into the playoffs at this point. That's my goal.
All right, so Brian, I'm about to break down and just go ahead and do this. We might have to just finally just rip off the Band-Aid for our 100th episode, have a Jose story time, and just see, so everybody knows over the years that Brian and I have worked together with Jose, and they can understand the stories that Jose, look at that, let's see here, just give me, oh boy, give him a chance. Oh boy, here we go. Yep. Talk to text for Jose.
When did he start talking in third person? That's new since I left.
Well, he has to now with the new people there, so he's resorted to that. To Jose is no blose, and Jose, you want to do this? No, Jose, don't do this. So he's in that stage right now.
So I'm all for doing story time with Jose. The only problem is we have to give him a time limit. We have to tell him, you get 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, go. Because if we don't, it'll just over and over and over, repeated.
Right, we're in charge over here. I can kick him off whenever we want to. Like, you're not understanding. I can get the time limit out and just go like this. And here's the best part of what happened this week, Bri. The best part, you know Jose's hearing and how he is at work. So we're doing course cleanup and everything. Jose's going to go out, a little frosty out, just stay on the cart path and do course cleanup. He was told by our supervisor, what to do. Everybody walks out of the room. I get a tug on my shirt sleeve. Okay. And I turn around. I'm like, yeah. He goes, hey, did he want me to go out and start doing course cleanup? That's what the whole conversation was about, Jose. Okay, I just made sure. What did he say?
What did he say?
So it has. We have to work on that. I told him I was going to get him one of those old school bull horns to where he could just. What did he say? That's not true.
That is not true.
Did he even put religious?
See? Calling you out.
That's
What
not true.
other witnesses do you have?
So religious love you. I think it's loveless love you.
I'll take religious.
See, if you want to be religious, we can do that too. I can't wait till tomorrow morning because he's just first thing this morning. I came in and you know how happy he was about the basketball game. He started screaming Duke all through and I just put my head down, right? And I was like, I haven't even had coffee yet. Jose, just let me take one sip of coffee. I just got here, just one sip, and then we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Just give me one sip of coffee first.
Are we going to talk about March Madness?
Oh yeah, Kansas won. Kansas won. They beat UNC with a hell of a comeback though. Like I watched the first half, and yeah, I was like, well, this game's over with because they just I thought Kansas was done because it looked like UNC was just taken to the woodshed, and then yep, he says he misses you. He still loves us. Jose said so. As long as he's got a good sense of humor about it, because he knows we're just joking. But yeah, I mean, what do you think of the game, right? Did you actually stay up and watch the whole game? Because I mean, it didn't tip off until like what 10:45 last night or something.
9:20. 9:20. It went till about midnight, and I was up till about 12:30. I mean, the only reason I watched it was because I needed Kansas to win my bracket. So, I mean, other than that, I'm sawing logs.
How much money or credits? I'm sorry, credits did you win?
Well, I split it. I tied another guy, so we split it, and it was about 140.
Oh,
so
nice.
It wasn't bad. I mean, it was only $5 a bracket. I wish it would have been more, but you know there were 100 some people in it, so I can't honestly sit here and tell you that it was my first bracket. It was bracket number 2, so I won't lie to you about that. But hey, a win's a win.
Hey, and you know, credit to Kansas going wire to wire. Weren't they the number 1 overall seed?
Gonzaga was, but they were the only 1 seed that was left.
Okay, so I mean, it was a great tournament. I mean, to have the fireworks with Duke and North Carolina, they're the Final Four. Sure. I mean, having the blue blood, especially Nova. You know, most people look at Nova; they're actually a blue blood now. I mean, they've been to multiple Final Fours and Elite Eights in the past 20 years. It feels like
they've won a couple titles the last. I think the last 6-7 years they've won the title twice. So I mean, they're nothing to mess around with. That Duke UNC game, that was a great game. The Kansas UNC game, I mean, all you're asking for as a college basketball fan, even if you don't have a horse in the race, is to be close in the last 5 minutes. Both games were. I mean, they were back and forth, you know, coming down to the wire. Even last night, Kansas had a boneheaded turnover with 4 seconds left, so that gave UNC a chance to tie it at the end. So, yeah, both those games were unbelievable games to watch, and yeah, it just sucks that most of the East Coast, most of people on East Coast time weren't able to watch it unless you're staying up like me till 12:30. It was just a bummer.
All right, so the Browns signed a punter. You're happy about the punter, right?
It's not bad. He's an upgrade.
Okay, and then we signed Chase McLaughlin back, and he's gonna. It is what it is with that guy, right? I don't think he's going to be our starter, right?
It's going to be like last year with Cody Parkey. He's going to be brought into camp. They're going to get somebody to compete with him. They're not going to promise him anything. I mean, I personally like McLaughlin like I did. I don't think he's quite as good as Parkey, but he has the tools to be good. He just needs to be more consistent. I mean, we saw him pretty much almost set the record for the Browns' longest field goal last year, 57-yarder. So, and that was good that'd have been good from 60. So he can hit them from 60. We just need him to be more consistent. Maybe as he kicks in our stadium a little more, gets more comfortable being a professional kicker and not letting the moment get to him. Maybe he gets there. I don't know. But at this point, you're grasping at straws, hoping you can find somebody. I don't know if you want to spend a draft pick on a kicker, but It's just
I mean,
all luck at this point.
I mean, a late round draft pick. I mean, 6, 7 rounder. But I mean, just that get somebody in here. I mean, you cycled through all the other kickers. I mean, I don't know what else they could do at kicker. I mean, all the good ones are taken. Like, the ones that are actually, out to pasture are either inconsistent or just not good enough anymore.
And I was hearing today, and it kind of brought to my mind just how good the kickers are in the AFC North. Justin Tucker, we know he could be a Hall of Famer at some point. McPherson for the Bengals put in probably one of the best rookie kicker performances we've seen maybe of all time. And then Boswell for the Steelers. When we're not knocking him on his butt, he's pretty good. He's hit a bunch of game winners. He's not great, but I would say he's very good. He's probably borderline top 10 kickers. So hopefully we found our quarterback. Now we got to find our kicker.
All right. Well, Bri, you ready for trivia?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's get our trivia going. And our trivia is brought to you by Papa V and Curb Appeal Landscaping. Get a hold of Papa V at curbappeal419.com. We also got to thank our actual sponsor, Harold Keel and Lake Erie APA. Thank you, Harold. We had league on Sunday. We got 2 more weeks left in this session, and then we are done and get ready for our next session. So if you guys want to sign up for the next session of the APA Pool League, please get a hold of myself or Vinny, and we will get you with the right people to get everything completely set up and get you signed up. If you don't have a team, we'll find a team for you, and we'll have a good time. And any day during the week, you can join the APA and have a good time. So, Bri, all right, if it's past tense, it's Indians. If it's present, it's Guardians, right?
Absolutely. Yep, that's how I'm going by.
Past tense Indians history, okay? Today is April 5th. April 4th, in the past recent years, since we'll just say 90s, okay, that work for you?
Sure.
2 major things in Cleveland Indians history have happened on April 4th, okay?
Okay.
Do you know what those 2 things are?
The one that comes to mind is, and I don't know if it's true or right or not, but was that first game played at Jacobs Field where Bill Clinton threw out the first pitch?
That is correct. In 1994, Jacobs Field opened. There was an exhibition game, I think April 1st, with the Pirates on Jacobs Field, but the first true opening day was April 4th, 1994, with Bill Clinton throwing out the first pitch at Jacobs Field, which is now Progressive Field. Do you know what the second thing that happened April 4th was? Has to do with a very big number.
Was that when the 455 streak came to an end?
April 4th, 2011 was when the streak ended for most sellouts in baseball. 455 straight sellouts at Jacobs Field from 1994 to 2001.
Crazy.
Actually, I think it was 96. 96 is when the streak started. But from 96 to 2001, just think about that.
Yeah.
455. So
unbelievable.
I know I saw that come across my timeline today. I'm like, I got to do it as a trivia so that, everybody, we're getting in warmer weather. Why not have some baseball at it? And while we're on the note, why don't we get into it's our top 3 that we were supposed to do with Samatha Roberts from Channel 19 News, but we're going to do it by ourselves now. Brian, I mean, it's seriously, after that, I just want to go like this. Like, I was like, okay, bye. Thank you so much for joining us. And as soon as I clicked her to remove her from the screen, I did one of these. I was like, I knew I was forgetting something. It always happens, Brian. Hey, whether we forget to mute something, whether we forget to turn the camera on, just something when we do a show, just one thing's got to happen. But our top 3 today, and it's just going to be a rank them. We're going to rank all the seasons here, weather seasons here in Cleveland, and how you would rank them as, even Eva's laughing at me. Yep, I know. I was like, well, she's a meteorologist. Why not do it with her? So we're just going to do it by ourselves now. So give me rank your seasons. Let's start with the worst season to the best season. And we'll start with Vinny. Vinny, give me your worst season to best season.
Worst season to best season. I'm going to go with summer as my worst season. And
summer's your worst?
I would say summer is my worst season. It's I don't like summer.
You don't like being outside?
I love being outside, but I could be outside in any weather. I'll be outside in the middle of winter. One of my favorite things to do, and I probably shouldn't say it too loudly, is I love shoveling snow. So during like the middle of a snowstorm, I'll be out there. I'll be shoveling snow. Eva could attest to that. I'll go out there 3-4 times and just keep shoveling. But
Jared, is the country club hiring? Because I think Vinny might change his mind after having to work out in the winter in January and February.
Come on out, buddy. Come on out. I'll break you.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm screwed because my family's a summer family.
I
don't have a problem with that.
Hey, come out with us. You know what the best thing is? Coming out with us in January or February, you get icicles on your mustache.
Yeah.
Your eyes start
40 hours a week.
while your eyelashes freeze together. You get windburn on your cheeks that you don't even know what the hell happened. Can't feel your toes.
See,
you have Jose opening up the shop door, just sticking his hand out to see how cold it is outside, and then bringing it back in.
Takes you 15 minutes to get dressed in the morning.
Takes you 35 to get undressed.
Here's the way I look at it.
Sorry, Vinny. I'm sorry.
And hold on. No. And hold on. After you get dressed, you start to go outside, then you realize you got to go to the bathroom. So you got to get dressed again to go to the bathroom.
Always.
And you're like, this is BS.
Always. But I am a man of sound mind when I say there's only so many of layers of clothes that I can take off versus how many layers of clothing I can put on. So if I want to stay warmer, guess what? I'm going to put on another layer of clothes. If it's 90 degrees outside and I'm not running my air conditioner or whatever, and I'm not inside, I'm outside, I'm sweating my balls off. And that hurts.
Well, get naked.
I could. I'd scare a lot of people away.
I mean, it's your house. You do what you got to do.
Not my house. I ain't getting naked in my house.
Too many girls around.
I live with all girls. No way.
All right, so give me your next one after that. So summer's the worst for you.
Yeah, summer would be the worst. Winter would be the next because I just love spring and fall most of all. Something nice light jacket or something like that. Not even a jacket, short sleeve, and just kind of walk around. And there's a lot more stuff to do. And it's cooler weather.
Brian, what about you, big fella? Worst to best.
Yeah, worst. I would put winter at 28, and then after winter, number 3 would be the fall. Believe it or not, as much as I love football, I mean my seasons for me kind of depend on the weather because in a lot of cases, I know maybe not so much now, but for the last several years, the weather has kind of dictated half my life. So. Yeah, the fall, thankfully football is the fall because the fall might be 4th for me if football wasn't there. My number 2 would be summer. Love it. Love being outside. whenever you want. Love it being light out until 9 o'clock. And then my number one is the spring. And it kind of sucks because the last few years it's been so wet that you can't do a ton. But the spring for me just kind of lets you know that, hey, winter's over. I know we kind of have these false winters now where you get a little snow like we did on Saturday, but like, hey, 6 months, 7, 8 months of nice weather is in front of you. So get excited for that. And so that's why I get so amped up for the spring. This is my favorite time of year. Absolutely, 100%.
My worst time, my worst of all, spring. I do not like spring. Too wet, too muddy, too rainy, too much shit to do. Especially where we work at, Bri. I hate being muddy. I hate just tracking mud, being muddy. Like, yes, it's you're looking forward to summer. When it hits summer, that's great. But at that point in time, yeah. Number 3 would be winter. It's not that I play in the snow. It's not that I don't like snow. This is more based off working in the snow, as we do, and the stuff that we do at work, especially with tree work and all that stuff, Bri. Number 2 would be summer, and my number 1 would be fall. I don't know what it is about fall. It is the wind down of summer. Winter's coming, but during that fall, with the change in the colors of the trees, with just everything, especially for the job that we do, everything's kind of slowing down and winding down, or you used to, that I still do. But you're at that end of the year where you ramped up so hard in spring and summer, and now you're on the backside of it. You're realizing, okay, now we can take a step back, take a breath, and just kind of relax and just let fall come. And plus, with fall football, buddy, get to start football right back up again. So
it's hard for me to really fully appreciate fall for what it is because I'm looking forward to winter. I'm saying, it was 70 yesterday, it's 60 today. It's supposed to be a chance of snow on Saturday, and I know what's coming. So it's hard for me to really appreciate fall. Fall is beautiful. September's probably one of the best months of the year, not just because it has my birthday in it, but as far as weather-wise, if you just take it for what it is, yeah, September's beautiful. Plus, you got the start of football season, so I don't disagree with you there too much.
All right, so have we decided a date for the next episode? Are we doing Wednesday?
If that's what works for you, like I said, Tuesday at our normal time does not work for me, unfortunately, but I'm up for whatever works best for you guys. If it's Monday, if it's Wednesday, if it's later Tuesday, if it's Thursday, whatever.
Wednesday work for you?
Wednesday works.
You come to Fat Boy Studios?
I'll be there.
All right. Well, I'm making the time. All right. Prime time, baby. 7 o'clock, Wednesday, next Wednesday, our 100th episode. Okay. We are not going to talk sports. We are probably going to talk a little bit of food because we're fat. But we're just going to go back through all of our episodes that we've done, joke around, have a good time with each other that we haven't had in person together in a very long time, except for live shows. And you know something? We're going to open up the comments. We're actually going to send a link out. We're going to talk about the guests that we've had on the show, some of our favorite moments of the 100 episodes that we're doing. And guess what? After 100 episodes, we are not naming episodes anymore. It is what it is. So we have hit a milestone at 100, and we're still going to keep doing this, but we're not numbering them anymore. We're just going to have a title to the episode, and that's what we're going to do from here on out. But I want everybody's involvement, friends, family, anybody that wants to chime in. And, I can't thank you guys enough. Who would have thought that we are getting ready to do 100th episode, guys? This is crazy. So Wednesday, 7 p.m. next Wednesday. So that would be your 5th, 12th, 13th, right?
13th?
April 13th.
Yep.
So April 13th at 7 o'clock. I will make sure that I put out the reminder on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to let everybody know that normally watches this on Tuesday. Perfect. It's Jose's birthday.
No, it's
So,
not. His
he
birthday's
says-
in early September. It's like September 5th.
Nope, he said it's his birthday. So, we're going to put the link out and let Jose Cotto come in, and
Oh yeah.
we're going to have a Jose time.
Oh yeah.
So,
Do you
be
do
ready
you
for it.
know? Do you
I
realize how many important things I have forgot in my life, but yet somehow I remember his birthday? That's kind of depressing.
Yeah, that is really, yeah, that's
Like I can't even remember what I'm watching on TV when it goes to commercial, but somehow I remember his birthday.
Are you sure it's September?
September 5th, because I have a good buddy whose birthday's the 6th. I think Preacher Jeff, is like the 5th, and I think Jose's around there too.
All right, I'll talk to him tomorrow about it. We'll find out.
Maybe he can chime in.
So, guys, if you're watching, and if you're watching the replay of this, get your questions in for us. Any questions, we can have fun with it. So anything goes, and we're open up for them. You guys get to know us a little bit better, what we do, how we are. So we're about to have fun on that episode. So we're here at the end of our episode, though. And I'm pretty sure I didn't forget anything, did I? We did Word of the Day. We did trivia. We did top 3, right?
Yes.
So I didn't forget anything today.
Masters, you want to talk Masters?
Oh, we'll talk
Give me
that
your-
next week. We'll
your
talk that next
sleeper?
week. No,
Give me a
Tiger
sleeper.
Woods. Tiger Woods.
Running Bald Man wants to know, do you guys know why Will Smith used an open hand to hide Chris Rock?
All right, we will talk about that next episode. And he said it is September 5th.
Yeah, he did. He confirmed it was.
See?
September.
All right. So, all right, boys,
on.
we're here at the end of our episode. Please tune in on Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Yep.
All right. Get our 100th episode. So please tune in, have some fun with us. All right, because
I'll do it.
You gotta
I'll
do
do
it
it.
because paper beats
Because
rock.
paper beats rock.
Waiting for it.
Oh, here we go.
Waiting for it.
All right. Bri, God bless him. We got to get out of here.
Yes. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America.
Vinny, tell him good night.
Hey, have a great night, everybody. Thanks.
I am that fat guy. We want to thank Samatha Roberts from Channel 19 News coming on with us and having a good time talking suburban, some Vols, and some food. Hopefully we get her back on to get real in depth with food with her, because at least she's on my side when it comes to certain food instead of you monsters. And
we didn't get her opinion on the meat to bread ratio though, really.
No, she was
Maybe
kind of
next
with you.
time.
on that one. No, she said she was with you. She said it was too much on a sandwich. So she agreed with you.
Okay.
She just, we'll give it to you.
You're
I'll
the
give you that
monster.
I'll give you that
You're the
win.
monster.
Win. I'm all right with that. Look at this face. You act like I care.
You know what? We got to
Yeah, probably should have guessed that.
50 things again with her. That's what we got to do.
Oh,
We
the
have her
50.
back
Oh,
on.
yeah. With the 50
Yeah.
rare foods that would you
Right,
eat or not?
right.
Foods
There's
would
got to
you eat?
be something that she won't eat.
There's got to be something.
We'll figure it out. I mean, you found mine was Thin Mints.
Yeah.
I still haven't heard. I
You'll
still
eat
haven't heard.
both testicles, but you won't eat Thin Mints. Give me a break.
Sorry. I draw a line. Draw a line, Brian. I don't know. Sue me. It is what it is. All right. Catch us next week. We want to thank our troops, our first responders. Thank everybody for watching, for helping us out for 99 episodes, soon to be 100. All you guys sharing, liking, subscribing. We cannot do it without you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support and everything. And on that note, we are definitely uncorked, unloaded, and we're out. Thank you guys for watching.
Wednesday, 7 o'clock.